Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're back with another mod update, and this time around we have updated Tricky Trials Plus. Now we have updated the mod to 1.21.5, but before we jump to that, let's cover a lot of changes we've made to the 1.21.4 version, because when we released this version, it was a lot buggier than we expected. So the first bug fix we've made in this update is to the custom vaults. This is obviously the woodland one, the end one, the ancient city one, the bastion, as well as the tricky chambers and also the ocean temple. Now when you approach these, the first bug was they wouldn't render any items inside of them, and as you can see, that is now fixed. All of them will now render the correct loot table, which you can see when you go close to them. And the next bug here was that when you was to click a key on them, there'd be no animation. It would basically just consume the key and not show the player any interaction. But you can now see that if I click the key on, it swings my hand like items normally should. Now the next bug is related to treasure doors. These are found inside of the treasure rooms, which you can see right here. And the bug here was when you was to place these doors, they would instantly be destroyed. And when you was to find one of these structures, the door would just be an item on the ground. Well, that is now fixed, and all of these doors can be obtained like normal, and they can also be placed down for your own use. And if you don't know what these doors do, they are doors that can only be opened with the key type. Currently I cannot open this door, but if I hold the correct key in my hand, then I can open and close the door as normal. But if I don't have the key, I cannot interact with it. Now the third bug we have fixed in this update is a titanium bulb. The heated titanium bulb and also the safe wouldn't be updated with redstone, but as you can see, when they have a redstone power, they now update as normal. And with the safe, it wouldn't unlock and lock. Once again, this block cannot be opened when it is powered by redstone. And once again, that function now works correctly again. So when this is powered by redstone, I cannot open it. And you can also see the power by the handle right there. It glows red and doesn't. So when it is glowing, I can't open it, and when it is not, it opens as normal. Now we have fixed quite a lot of bugs related to the moonlings. The first bug with them was if they was to be tamed and given armor, the armor wouldn't render. So I have tamed this moonling. Let's now grab some moonling armor, and if I was to equip this on, as you can see, the armor now renders as it should. Same with the titanium bats. The titanium bats wouldn't render in their hand slot, which you can now see they do. And the next thing is, if they was riding a panda, they wouldn't have a sitting animation, they would just stand on the panda's back. But you can now see they have the sitting animation once again. Now some changes to the bouldering zombie and also the lobber is these, when they had a baby version, the baby version wouldn't scale. So the baby version would be the exact same size as the adult. That is now fixed, so the baby is a lot smaller. Now another bug that has been fixed with the lobber is they would no longer spit at players or mobs. They will now spit once again with the rotten projectiles. If you're new to this mod, both of these mobs can be found within the tricky chamber, which is a harder version of the trial chamber. Now let's quickly cover some bug fixes with the heavy armor. First off, there was a bug where this would not render on the player, and when you was to wear it, there would be some visual errors. There was also a bug where it would no longer have the safe full distance. Every piece now has +2 safe full distance again. And then there was also a bug where trimming this armor would cause some textures to be unknown. First off, when you was to put any armor trim on the armor, it would come up as an unknown texture. And second off, when you was to put diamonds on the material, the item texture would show up as unknown. You can see these are now all fixed. Now let's cover some bug fixes to the ominous cage. This is a block that can be crafted, and it basically acts as a temporary mob spawner. You can get soul essence, and upon clicking these on, these will start spawning a mob that is stored on the essence. There was a bug fix where every time you'd leave the world, the spawner would reset its data, meaning that it could spawn at 12 mobs again, because these can only spawn at 12 mobs before expiring, and you have to click them again with a new essence. So that is now fixed, and every time you leave the world, the data will be stored, meaning they will only ever be able to spawn 12 mobs. And there was also a bug fix where when clicking on these, it would also not animate the player's hand. And if I try doing it when it's not powered, you can see my hand is animated. Now we're coming close to the end of the bug fixes. Let's quickly just talk about the trial podium and also the trial altar. The trial podium is a block that you can basically display any item on, and we have just fixed a load of interaction bugs. Sometimes where items would be deleted, they would be duplicated, and also where there'd be no animations. These are now all fixed inside of this update. Now there was also a bug with the trial altar. When this block was fully powered, it would never ever summon a trial knight, which you can see that is now fixed. Once it has 4 trial shards, clicking it again will once again summon this boss mob. And if you're new to the mod, this has a chance to spawn inside a trial trial chambers, as this is a trial chamber boss, and upon killing it, it will drop heavy scrap, which can be made into heavy cores as well as heavy ingots. Now the final thing I want to cover before we jump to the 1.21.5 version is the Totem of Illusion. We made changes to what this does in the last update, and once again we have basically refined it to balance it a lot. But we have also fixed some bugs with it. First off, if you was to take damage while holding this, it would pop the totem. That is now fixed, and once again you can see that isn't the case. This is an item you have to pop yourself just by right clicking, and upon right clicking it, it will give you invisibility for 5 seconds, and it will also randomly teleport the player. But it will spawn these. It spawns between 1 and 5 of these, and these are illusions. We have updated the model and the texture, and we have also given these animations now, so they bob up and down. And what these do is they basically are illusions of the player, where any hostile creature inside the game will try to attack these while the player is invisible and can escape. And then I was to grab myself a Totem of Illusion. Let's now spawn some husks. You can see they are aggroed to me. If I summon this, it will teleport me away from them, and it will spawn them. And okay, they are still aggroed towards me. So now if I was to spawn a few husks and then I was to go in survival mode, these husks will try and attack me. But if I pop this totem, it will teleport me away, and you can see the husks are now aggroed towards the illusions rather than me. And even if I go back visible, you can see they still don't care about me. Now, one other change we've made in this version is the illusions don't stay in the world for as long. Before they would stay for about 5 to 10 minutes, they now stay for about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And you can see, there we go, they have now died. Now that is all the bug fixes and changes in this version. These bug fixes will be included in the 1.21.4 version and also the 1.21.5 version. As the Neoforge and Forge versions, they're now updated to the Spring to Life update, so you can mess around with a Tricky Trials Plus mod while messing around with anything included in 1.21.5. Now, if you do find any bugs, do let us know, as we always are looking to fix them. But the next thing that I want to mention in the 1.21.5 version, this is not in 1.21.4, is the spawn eggs. The spawn eggs have now got updated textures to match the changes made in this update. So you can see the Trial Night spawn egg right here, then have the bubbles, we have the blitz, and let's spawn these in so you can see for anyone who hasn't messed with a mod before. So we have the Trial Night spawn egg, which is the boss. We have the bubbles, which is a water version of the blaze. We then have the blitz, which is a earth version of the blaze. We have the bouldering zombie and the lobber zombie, which we saw earlier. We have the Viola Witch, which looks like this. We then have the Bristle, which is a infested skeleton. We have the Moonling, which once again has a custom spawn egg. We have the Redstone Beast, which is a redstone mutated beast. We then have the Grunter spawn egg for the Grunter. We also have the Stealth spawn egg for the Stealth. And then finally we have the Copper Golem spawn egg for the Copper Golem. Once again, these spawn eggs are just a visual change. But anyway, that is it for this update. There is nothing new in the 1.21.5 version, and that is just because we are setting focus on Spring to Life Plus, as well as obviously some other mods. But we are still keeping this one updated with a lot of bug fixes. So once again, if you do have any bug fixes or even suggestions for future updates, do leave them in the comments. And I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. If you are interested in this mod for prior versions, I will have some of the showcase videos linked in the description if you are interested in checking them out as well. But anyway, I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Bye!